Okay, a brief summary of the stuff that we've been going through for the last 6 years. Constant lying. They told us that the buses cannot face the other way because they may run over a child. What on earth would a child be doing in a motor pool, you ask? I am trying very hard to catch it when they bring a child into that motor pool, because the drivers will actually drive and babysit children. The female does it, especially during the summer when mom can't get home early. I don't know what's going on, and then last year there was one that would bring 2 or 3 children, and I just never got the opportunity to catch them on photograph with children actually playing underneath the wheels of the bus. That's not safe at all. And secondly, those are quite toxic pieces of equipment. Just some history. I drove Bluebird buses in the state of Minnesota for 3 years. I got the job by my grandparents, who drove Bluebird buses and other buses for 45 years. My grandpa ran the diesel house. One of the things that I need to point out is the DEP that you see in most consumer vehicles does make diesel tolerable, but diesel is still toxic. And if the vehicles are not using DEP, which encapsulates poisons and drops them suddenly to the ground, makes sure that they can disintegrate and doesn't allow them to flow freely through the area, or more importantly, downhill. The DEP is not used here. I know the smell difference between diesel fuel that is running on DEP and the smell difference between diesel fuel or diesel vehicle that is not running DEP. These are all standard old buses, and I will guarantee you that Ernie is mechanically inclined enough as a diesel mechanic to be able to bypass and disable that system, and has done so. They don't use DEP. They fuel up directly at the gas station on a diesel pump. I think they've changed to go out to the big one now, and nobody sells DEP in this town. People hate it. It's seen as a liberal issue. So the fumes that come directly out of the back of those exhaust pipes come directly into our yard. So, lastly, again, it's always when we're asked, or we get, or we approach them, or try to be reasonable, it's one lie after the next. And, I'm not going to get any more of the dynamics or the political nature of this area, but, this is a good old boy network. And this is all about that. How dare those renters tell us what to do? I have my own evidence of that, and I'm not going to expound on that. But I've actually heard that from employees walking by when I first started filming. I'm not here to tell you what to do. We asked you to turn the buses around weeks ago. That would give us at least another 100 feet for the exhaust to be able to exhaust out onto the street and then roll back down the hill again, because it's still going to come down the hill. You're not solving the problem, and I promise you, as long as they're up there idling, I will keep filming, at least providing updates, because it still breaks the law. And that's all there is to it. Lastly, on this video, I'm going to give you a quick preview of what we're looking at in terms of geography of the yard. I tried to do this on my drone the other day, but I'm a horrible drone pilot. So, and forget my yard, I don't clean it often. I can't get out here that often. Buses start at 5:45, typically Monday through Thursday, and they run till about 6:55. It's an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and 10 minutes. Lately, they've seriously shortened it about, I noticed on Thursday, that one ran about 45 minutes. I was a little surprised they weren't running by 6, but they did eventually kick off. So, and this year, it's 2 to 3 at a time. It's usually 2. They're short a driver. In fact, I think they're short 2 drivers, because the bus boss, I don't think, used to drive. He drives now. So they'll start and pre-warm one for a lady driver and one for Leroy, the other driver. I don't know the lady's name. And they sit and idle. They go into the office and sit. And you'll be able to watch on all those videos. Nobody comes out here and does light inspections, nothing like that. I'm catching several infractions of several laws, by the way. So, as the buses idle in cold temperature, we all know about inversion. If you live in the state of Colorado, you know about inversion and fumes rolling downhill. Down the hill they roll, and look what's here. A sun porch. This house was built in 1955. I'm not going to apologize for the condition. I'm going to rebuild it this year. I'm just not that interested in it. One of the things I have to do is make sure that I put a vapor barrier into the house now. But because it was built in 1955, it has cheap, crappy insulation and no proper vapor barriers. And for Christ's sakes, the siding is even tar. But why I'm showing this to you, exhaust rolls downhill, boom, stays right there. Usually by 6:30 in the morning, there are fumes in the kitchen, there are fumes in the bathroom, and I know there's fumes in Mark's room. And Mark has coughing issues as well. Monday through Thursday, I generally don't have a lot of coughing issues. I've got fairly strong lungs, and I actually sing, so I actually work out my lungs quite a bit. But I'm still stomach sick. Monday through Thursday, clockwork. I'm up by 6:15. I'm vomiting by 6:30. They leave at 6:45, come in and largely park at 8 o'clock and shut down immediately. Nothing else happens until they start extended idles again. But Monday through Thursday, I become violently ill and lose my stomach contents. Usually 2 out of 4 days a week is a light week, but it's every other day at a minimum. Last thing I have to do really is to gather soil samples. And literally I have to do it this month because I don't think I will plant gardens this year if the soil samples are going to come out the way that I think they're going to come out. So that's all I got for this week. I'll still be here. It was nice to hear from somebody from the state and for my wife to have a good discussion with the person, and at least they're looking at the material now. But I just wanted a chance to kind of round things up, give somebody a summary, and let you know how I feel about this. The spirit of the law is broken daily still. Even if they remain up there with the buses turned around, the fumes still run downhill. If they put a fume removing fence in or a metal barrier like they put them, my wife has the voicemail, by the way. And so if they do that, you know, it stops the heavies, but nothing's really done about the fumes. The law is they don't need to be in a residential area. And they're kind of stuck here because now they're surrounded by an apartment building, housing there, housing over here, housing here, housing here. Everywhere they want to allegedly divert the exhaust, if that would work, there's somebody living. They're not solving any problems. They have a county lot they can use up on the mesa. They can be stored up there, secured, monitored, and fueled. Closer to the nuclear high schools, everybody's there, centrally watched, so on and so forth. Nobody lives around that lot. Not even close. That's all I got for today. Bye.